go. Send out a little more. I think that looks good. All right. Give everyone a sec to hop on in. Also, I'm just gonna sneak away for a second because I'm missing a piece or two off my rack. I'm gonna see if I can track them down quick, so I will be right back. I think I found one of them. Okay. That's better. We found one of the missing pieces. I think there's maybe one other. Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello. That's both for today. I think it was tomorrow where I was still missing a piece. Yes. Oh, maybe it's because we don't actually have it. That would be why. Okay, never mind. So we do not have the plus in the piece that I thought we were missing, which would explain why it was not on my rack. Okay, that makes sense. Perfect. All right, well, with that, we might as well get started. Good morning, Brenda. Hello. All right, actually, I'm also going to take off my socks real quick, just because I don't think my pom-pom pudding socks are really going to go with many outfits. Not that you'll really see them because I'm in pants. No dresses or skirts or anything this week, but that's okay. All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Michelle. I am the size 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I go live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time, soon to be Mountain Standard Time, and to try on all of the plus size pieces that are going to be launching for the week. So I typically wear a size 3X, sometimes 2X in tops and bottoms. I wear an 18W in Judy Blues. And for height reference, I'm 6'1", I'm very tall, so things tend to fit me a little bit on the shorter side. But that's just part of me being a tall person. I'm just gonna move my cameras down just a hair because when I'm actually standing back, I feel like you can't quite see the bottom of my pants, and you're seeing a lot of wall behind me. So let me just adjust that slightly. There we go. That should be a little bit better. Good morning, Linda. Hello. Yes, now this is a little bit crooked. We'll just go. I think it just rolled right back to where it was. Oh well, it is good enough. All right, let's start. We have a little bit, as we can see, we have a little bit of a lighter week for plus size. But we do still have some really cool pieces I wanted to show off. There was a purple deck sweater that was supposed to come in plus sizes, but I didn't have it on my rack, so I just checked the inventory and we do not have any of the plus sizes in. So I wonder if there was a mistake with shipping and they only sent us the regular sizes. I don't know if the plus sizes will be coming later, but either way, so there is a purple deck sweater that I don't have because we don't actually have the plus sizes in stock, just so you guys know. It is chilly, Reen. It was like -3 on my drive in this morning. It's still like 0 degrees outside here. It is very chilly. I'm wearing a big sweater today because I know it's going to be cold in my office too. All right, let us get started with the pieces that I'm currently wearing. These jeans are for tomorrow's drop, so I just have 2 tops to go through today. Like I said, it will be a quicker live just because we are a little on the light side for plus for this week. I do believe we have quite a bit more coming next week. Also, just a reminder, I'm going to be away for the next 3 weeks. My husband and I are finally taking our honeymoon 4 years after we got married. Our wedding anniversary for our 4 years at the end of September. So we're finally taking our honeymoon. We're going to be away in Japan for 3 weeks this time next week. I will be on my way to the airport in Calgary, probably just getting ready to go through security. So super exciting. So there will be no me for the next 3 weeks. So we did try to get as many photos done leading up to me being away as we could. So they'll at least, even if I won't be here to do the lives, we still will hopefully have photos of me and pretty much everything that's coming out for the most of that time. But just as a heads up, I'm not sure if there's any plans for coverage for my lives yet, if it's just going to be Carrie and Christine, if it'll be one of the other girls, I'm not sure. So you'll have to stay tuned for that because I will be on vacation and I won't be worrying about it. Anyways, let us start with the first top for today. This is the Carmilla striped long sleeve top in black and cream. This one's retailing for $47 and it's available in sizes small through 3X. I'm wearing my typical 3X in this one, and it is a 1X large as the medium size. This one is from Hamish. It is a really comfy kind of slouchy sweatshirt style, but it's not quite, it's a relaxed fit, but it's not like a super loose oversized fit, as you can see. Thank you, Stacy. We're so excited. We've literally been wanting to go to Japan for 5 or 6 years now, so the fact that it's actually finally happening is fantastic. So it has this really nice horizontal stripe detail. We do have the button collar here. These are functional buttons, so you could undo these 1 or 2, or you can leave them done up, whatever is your preference. They are, all 4 of them, fully functional buttons. We have the cuffs on the sleeves. So the main fabric on this is kind of a textured fabric. It is still kind of like a jersey knit style, but it has this kind of like bumpy texture to it. And then on the cuffs here, we do have more of a traditional kind of jersey knit that you would find on a hoodie. And then if we turn to the side, there's no scalloping or anything like that. It is just straight length front and back, and it is a little bit on the longer side, not quite tunic length for me, but still a nice generous length on this one. Hello, Cheryl. Good morning to you too, beautiful lady. All right, so again, oh, and I guess I'll look at the fabric. I believe this is a poly spandex blend. Yes, poly spandex. So again, this is the Carmilla striped long sleeve top in black and cream. This one is from Hamish. So, $47, sizes small through 3X. We're all wearing our typical sizes in this one, which means Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa wears the 1X, and then I'm in my typical 3X for this guy. And then the other top that we have for today is also a black and white striped top. We've clearly got a theme going on this week with a lot of striped things. So I'll go put on the other top that is launching today. Oh, absolutely. I will definitely be taking photos to share in the Insiders group. I might be posting them at weird times because the time zone, it's a 15-hour time difference. So I'll probably post them at like midnight or 1 a.m. for everyone here, but I've definitely got some cute pieces from LLB packed in my luggage. We're not fully packed yet, but we're working on it. But I do plan on taking some cute outfits for posting and taking cute things. So I got distracted, sorry. Thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, I do. I don't know where people ever got the notion that horizontal stripes weren't flattering, because I totally think they are, for sure. All right, let me put on the other horizontal striped shirt while I'm talking away. Okay. Yeah, we're trying, because with our flights, we each get a checked bag and a carry-on bag. And so we're trying to, on the way there, only take 1 checked bag and then a carry-on each, in hopes that we'll be able to buy another checked bag when we're there to bring all the stuff we're gonna buy back. I probably won't do a lot of clothes shopping while I'm there because I don't think it's, it's kind of self-explanatory in terms of the average size of the average Japanese woman versus me are not very compatible. But for me, it's just stuff that I'm going to be buying, for sure. Lots of collectibles, trinkets, things like that. All right, so this one here, this is the Lola striped thermal top. Different take on stripes, still that same sweatshirt kind of vibe. This one is a little bit more relaxed, still not super, super oversized, but this one definitely has a little bit more flow in the torso area and definitely more of like a shoulder droop and a baggier sleeve for this one. So this one is retailing for $62 and it's available in sizes small through 3X. That includes both an extra large and a 1X for this one. This one is Michelle May, and so I am wearing my typical 2X in this one. I've mentioned it very frequently, just because we've had so much Michelle May lately. But I do find that the plus sizes for Michelle May tend to fit a little bit more on the generous side. So while I typically would wear a 3X in a lot of brands, like especially Hamus and Zanana, I'm still pretty solidly a 3X. I'm almost always a 2X in the Michelle May piece, even sometimes a 1X. So this one is no exception. I am a 2X in this one. Christine's in the small, Carrie's in the medium, and Melissa's in the extra large. Same kind of thing, the 1X being quite generous is a little bit too big for her, so she wears the straight size XL instead of the plus size 1X in Michelle May. This one is 50-50 cotton and polyester for the material. Get up close so you can see some of the fun details. We have this kind of sporty cross stitching across the front. This one always reminds me of like baseball tees and things like that. And then it is this really nice, at first I thought it was a rib knit, but the closer I look, I think it's more of a waffle knit print on this one. And it definitely feels a little bit more lightweight and breathable because it is that 50-50 cotton blend, which is really nice. Just like the last one, this one doesn't have any scalloping on the side, just straight across. This one also has a really nice length. For some more petite folks, this probably could be tunic length. Me being 6'1", not so much, but still really nice length on this sweatshirt as well. And of course, we've got the ribbed cuffs on the sleeves for this one. So if you want to pull up your sleeves, they're gonna stay in place and be really nice. That's awesome, Stacy. I was not wearing Michelle May. I wore Judy Blues. I wear Judy Blues almost every day, to be honest. And then I have a POL sweater that I was wearing today. I haven't worn any of my Michelle May pieces yet because I basically took the tags off and then put them in my suitcase to come to Japan. I'm trying to make sure that I don't lose any of the things I want to wear in like the laundry. So as soon as they're washed, I just put them in the suitcase. I don't even think I'm going to bring everything I've thrown in there, but if I'm even thinking about bringing it, I'm like, put it in the suitcase and then I'm not going to lose it between now and then. All right, so again, this is the Lola striped thermal top in white. $62 for this one, sizes small through 3X, including both an extra large and 1X. I'm wearing my typical 2X that I wear in Michelle May for this one. Okay, so those two tops are the only pieces that are in plus for today's daily drop. So both of the black and white horizontal striped sweatshirts will be launching tonight at 8 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. I don't even know when the switch happens. I think it might be while we're actually in Japan, but I don't think they have daylight savings time. So I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna be so jet lagged I won't know a difference anyways. So I guess I'm kind of getting off early this time. Although this is the better one because this is the one where you get to sleep in for an hour. So too bad it wasn't the other way around. Okay, so we have the Judy Blues, and I think that's the only thing I have for today because for Wednesday, there was the Dex Maya Soft Touch Sweater in Plum. That was the one that I mentioned at the start of my live where it was supposed to come in plus sizes, but we don't have any inventory when I checked, which makes me think that either they made a mistake in shipping and didn't send them to us, or they're going to be coming at a later date or something like that. So I do only have the jeans for the Wednesday. So let me just kind of fold up the sweatshirt as best I can. I'll just kind of roll it. I definitely want to show off the front because there's some really fun details on these jeans in the front. So I'll do my best to show that off. So these are the Judy Blue mid-rise dark wash trouser boot cuts, aka the Carltons. They're retailing for $111, $111 if you're a hobbit, which I'm not based off my height. They're going to be available in sizes 1 through 15 and then 14 through 22W. I am wearing my typical 18W in these ones. These ones are really nice and stretchy. Christine is wearing her usual 3, Carrie's in her 7, Melissa's in her usual 14, and then I am in my typical 18 for these guys. It was kind of a surprise when I first tried them on because the front pockets on these guys are kind of shallow because they are a trouser cut pocket. If I get up close, you can kind of see they're like this kind of side, like very triangular cut instead of the usual kind of like scoop. So the pocket is definitely a little bit smaller on these ones, but there is a functioning pocket. And then if I turn around to the back, there are flaps and buttons, but these are not, oh no, they are actually. So there is a button closure, but they are actual pockets. They're just kind of hard to get into because they've got these button closures on the back. There's a couple of other fun details with these jeans. The name one here, or the big one here, is that we have this pinstriping here. I don't know if pinstriping is the right word. Darting, that would be it. We have these little darts running on the kind of like just inside from the hip bones here, which is again a very trouser cut kind of thing to have. And then we have this kind of lighter seam running down the front of the jean that kind of mimics a dart stripe or pinstripe running down the front. These are, they're described as a trouser boot cut, and I would absolutely agree with that. I would say for a boot cut, they're even on the slightly, it's kind of hard to see, I'm trying to pop my legs so you can see, slightly wider, but not wide enough to be called a flare, but it is definitely on the boot cut side. They do also have a finished hem. Can I lift my leg high enough? Yes, I can. Again, that just gives them a little bit more of that tailored and structured look that goes with that trouser kind of vibe. So I think that calling these a trouser jean was very, very accurate, because I think pretty much in all ways of the cut, they are trousers. They just happen to be made out of denim instead of like linen or tencel or something like that. So again, these are the Judy Blue mid-rise dark wash trouser boot cuts, aka the Carltons. 111 for these guys, and they're going to be in sizes 1 through 15, and then 14 through 22W for the plus sizes. Okay, next we're moving on to Thursday, which is definitely our most populated day for the week. So I will start with, I'll change pants. So I'll hold them up both quickly because they are the same. I have these Dex joggers in, these are the Kind Soul Soft Touch jogger. We have the Twilight Gold color and then the Hazelnut color. They are the exact same fit. I am going to try on the Hazelnut ones because we did not have these yet when I did my photos, whereas there is a photo of me that will be posted online for these ones. I did have these ones for photo day, so I'm going to try on the hazel ones, and I'm going to start with this sweater because I think this would be a super cute outfit with the brown. So that is where we'll start for now. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, this is a super cute outfit. I like this. Okay, let's start with the sweater. This one. Oh, I'm still on Wednesday. I didn't actually move the iPad to Thursday. That's why I was like, where is it? There we go. So this is the Adelaide striped sweater in cream and brown. This one is retailing for $49, sizes small through 3X, with a 1X large as the medium size. This one is from Hamish. This one is a relaxed, true to size fit. We're all wearing our typical sizes, which includes Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa's in the 1X, and myself in my usual 3X for Hamish. This one is also a poly spandex blend. So let me just untuck it for a sec so we can see some of the details. I love the texture mix that we get with the knits on the sweater. The brown is all this more open knit, but then we have this more kind of like honeycomb kind of knit, and then a more solid knit, like alternating with the stripes, which I think is such a cute detail on this sweater. It does also have like a slight cuff, which is fun, and the material does run over onto the cuff. So this one, you can see on the outside, it's mostly that solid, but when you turn inside, it's that open one, whereas this one, the cuff ends on the open. So there is a bit of a variation there, which is what I think is really good. Oh my, I think I'm probably gonna buy the hazelnut ones too, Stacey. I forgot to log into the Monday Night Live to do it, but I'm so glad you're staying them because they are so comfy. I love these joggers. So again, we can see for this sweater, I'm in the 3X relaxed fit. I wouldn't describe it as super oversized. We do have a drop shoulder, and I like that for the horizontal stripe, we get that drop effect, and then the sleeve kind of starts and just aligns with the rest of the sweater. No scalloping on this one either, just kind of straight across. This one doesn't have a waistband on the end, so it's just gonna kind of like free hang there. And then this one, not quite as long as the other, still a nice generous length, but not quite like tunic length, even if you're petite. At least I don't think it would probably work. Not that I can speak for petite folks, because I have never in my life been petite at any point. So again, this is the Adelie striped sweater in cream and brown, $49 for this one, sizes small through 3X, and we're all wearing our typical sizes, which includes myself in a 3X. And then we'll move on to the Dex joggers. So again, we have the same joggers in two different colors. They have the Twilight Gold, which is this pair right here, this kind of like Carhartt brown color. And then I am wearing the chestnut. Sorry, I said hazelnut before, but chestnut is the description. So they're retailing for $80. I think that's the same price for both. Yes, so they're both retailing for $80. There's no discrepancy in price for the two colorways. And then they're available in the full Dex range, which is, or size range, which is extra small through extra large, and then X, 1X, and 2X for these ones. These ones are, they fit a little bit on the smaller side for the straight sizes, but for the plus sizes, they fit true to size. So Christine wears the small or the medium. Carrie sized up to the large. Melissa is in the 1X, and then I'm wearing my typical 2X, and for me, I would not size up if there was an option. I think the 2X fits me absolutely perfectly. That happens sometimes with Dex because they don't just take the same piece and size it up. When they make a plus size, they actually cut it differently, so sometimes the size discrepancy, or like the way it fits, won't be exactly the same for the straight sizes and for the plus sizes, which is good that they actually like cut them differently, because plus size bodies tend to kind of carry things differently. So these are a lyocell cotton blend. I have no idea what lyocell is, but 45% cotton for these ones. They do have a elastic cuff around the end. They are slightly like ankly on me. Again, I am very tall and I'm 6'1", so that's just kind of happened for me. But I feel like with joggers that kind of works, and I tend to wear joggers with like sneakers or stuff like that. So with the shoes that I pair it with, I feel like having them be slightly shorter on me and having that tapered cuff actually works. And then we do have the elastic waist with a fully functional drawstring here, which is really nice, especially if you were worried, if you did want to size up, and then you're worried about, oh, well, maybe the waist will be too big, you can accommodate for that with the drawstring. And we have some really nice deep pockets on the front, like my hand's all the way down here. It's super big, all the way like past my wrist for the pockets. And then on the back, we also have pockets, less substantial, but still nice to have lots of pockets, especially when those front pockets are so big and useful and convenient. So again, super flowy and comfy. They have that kind of loose, unstructured vibe. Definitely, I would say, of some of the like jogger, jean adjacent type things that I've tried on, these ones are definitely way heavier on the jogger and less on the like structured part of like a jean or a cargo. So again, these are the Dex Kind Soul Soft Touch Jogger. I'm wearing the chestnut, and we also have the gold Twilight Gold, I think it was. They're both going to be retailing for $80, and they're both available in the full Dex size range of extra small through extra large, and then X, 1X, and 2X. For the straight sizes, if you're between sizes, I would say size up, based off Carrie and Christine's fits, and then for the plus sizes, I would say true to size for these ones. Okay, and then I have one more top that is also from Dex to put on with this day, and then we'll move on to the next. So the next one we'll have is the Dex Stripes and Snuggles sweater. When I first tried this on last week for photos, the first thing I said to Christine is like, I feel like this is what the mom is wearing in every Hallmark Christmas movie ever. Like, this just looks like you need to be in the kitchen baking gingerbread cookies in this sweater, does it not? Adorable. Okay. we go. Like, see, even on, like, does it not just look like I need to go make like Christmas cookies right now? So this is the Dex Stripes and Snuggles oversized sweater in the shade Red Mix. This sweater is so unbelievably soft and plush. This one's retailing for $75 and it's available in the full Dex size range of extra small to extra large and then X through 2X. Everyone's wearing their typical Dex sizes, so Christine's in the extra small, Carrie's in the medium, Melissa's in the X, and I'm wearing my typical 2X for this one. Material for this one is a poly spandex blend, but it is seriously like the softest because it's not wool, it's not that itchiness, it is just that super nice plushy feeling kind of polyester knit. It's that super tight weaved knit if I get up close, and then again a super cute pattern. The pattern itself is not overtly Christmas. I think it's just because of the red. It's even not that green, it's more like a tan and a mustard. It's just, it kind of looks more greenish on camera, and I think because I've put the mental image in my head of like Hallmark Christmas movie, that's why my brain's reading this as like Christmas, but it's really not. It just happens to have red in it. For this one, I'm kind of in between whether or not I would wear the 2X or the 1X, just kind of depending on fit, because when I'm in the 2X, it's a little bit of a more relaxed fit. It's a little bit more fitted on the top, and then you can see it is still quite relaxed and flowy through the bottom. It does have like trim on the bottom, but it's not really like elasticized or anything, so it just kind of flows off of me. So if I want it to be that more relaxed fit like this, kind of more cozy vibes, I can wear the 2X. If I wanted it to be a little bit more of a fitted sweater, I could size down to the 1X and have it be a little bit more fitted and a little bit more that like classic Christmas sweater fit. Not Christmas, just sweater. I need to get that out of my head. It's not a Christmas sweater. I just said that and now it's stuck in there. So again, this is the Dex Stripes and Snuggles oversized sweater. Okay, so it's described as an oversized sweater, so then yeah, if that's the intended fit, then the 2X is definitely my size. So this one again is retailing for $75. Everyone is wearing their typical Dex sizes, which includes myself in my usual 2X. All right, that was everything for Thursday. We can move on to Friday. Like I said, this is a little bit of a lighter week. I mean, normally I'm still on like the first day by now, and we're already like mostly through the week, but that is okay. Okay, so I have two pieces for Friday. I think Friday 14th. Yes, Friday. One of them is not overtly plus size. We have for this one here. This is from Zenana. This is the Morgan mock neck sweater. I've tried on this one's quite generous fitting. I've tried on the large and I can absolutely wear the large. So I am going to try that one on as well. And then we also have another sweater. So I'm going to put each of these on to show. I'll start with the Zenana one. Okay, here we go. I am obsessed with the color of this one. This kind of like jewel toned, like emeraldy turquoise color is so pretty. So this is the Morgan mock neck sweater in Hunter Green. This one is from Zenana and is retailing for $47. Size is small, medium, large, but as we can see, the sizing is quite forgiving. I am wearing the size large and it still absolutely works for me. This one is an oversized fit. We recommend sizing down. So Carrie and Christine both wear the small, and then Melissa and I both wear the large. This one is a poly viscose wool spandex blend. So there is a little bit of wool. It's not much. It's like 8% or so. It's less than 10%. But I will say that I can kind of feel the wool on my neck just because it's so close to the skin. Part of that I think is also just because I am sizing down from a 3X to a large. So this is fitting a little more snug on me than it would if you were buying more closer to your size. But it's definitely not like the worst I've ever experienced. But there is a little bit of that wool feeling in this one. So for me, this is like a much more oversized sweater on the other gals, but it does still work for me. The only thing is I feel like the shoulder is maybe a little bit narrow because I'm kind of getting this bunching here, but in terms of like through the body, even the length is still a really nice length on me, especially considering, again, this is a large and it's not meant to be super size, like varied size, kind of like the Alinas or something like that. But it does remind me a lot of the Alinas from last year, actually. If you love those, I think you'll love these as well. And again, I just need to get a close-up of the color because it's this green, but it also kind of has like a navy black heathering to it. It is absolutely the most stunning color. Probably, honestly, my favorite color of sweater that I've seen come through our doors so far this season. Just stunning. Good morning, Carolyn. Hello. All right. So again, this is the Morgan mock neck sweater in hunter green. Technically not plus size, but the large is still very size inclusive, so we wanted to try it here. $47 for this one. It is from Zenana, sizes small, medium, and large.
I forgot.
It's all good.
Sorry, I've been so busy. What do you have on your rack? What do you need?
I have everything.
You have everything?
The only thing I was missing was that plum sweater, but it's because we don't even have the plus in stock, so.
Okay, yeah, we don't have it. Okay, thank you so much.
No problem.
There is a request for you, so I'm gonna go grab it.
Perfect. Apparently we have a request that someone has asked of me, so Christine's just gonna grab that for me. And in the meantime, I realized I forgot to move the not Christmas sweater back over here. So I will change into the other sweater that is launching today while Christine grabs that for me. Okay. So the next sweater that we have is a Michelle May piece, and as is tradition, I am wearing the 2X because that is my typical sizing for Michelle May in virtually everything. Okay. Oh, this is so like oversized and cozy. Okay. So this one is, I believe, the only like technically plus size piece that is launching on Friday. What is with me accidentally cosplaying Shaggy when I'm here? I always seem to end up with brown pants and green shirts. It's not the first time. All right. Oops. Can I go back to, there we go. Okay, so this is, again, from the brand Michelle May. This is the Aurora Cozy Sweater in the shade Hunter Green. This one is retailing for $79 and it's available in sizes small through 3X. That includes both an extra large and a 1X. As you can see, this one is definitely a super relaxed, oversized fit. Oh, these guys.
The Talina. I got you two sizes, the 2X and the 3X.
Perfect. I am glad. I'm gonna pop these at the end here because we got these after I had my photos last week. The gorgeous, these are the, what are they? The Talinas, and I know people were asking to see me in these, and I'm really excited about this green one because I remember when Christine and Carrie posted the interest check in the Facebook group, they were like, oh, which colors do you like? And I was like, oh my God, the green one. So very glad that those are here, and I'm very glad that someone requested to see me in them because I want to try it on too. But let's finish with this Michelle May, and we'll get there at the end because those are already live. So again, this is a very generous, oversized fit sweater. You could definitely size down for a slimmer fit on this one. Both Carrie and Christine are wearing the small. I am wearing the 2X large, and honestly, depending on how I wanted it to fit, I could probably even size down to the 1X. For me, this one actually is long enough to be tunic length for me. And because that is probably how I would style it with a pair of leggings and high boots, that is why I opted to keep in my size 2X so that I could preserve that length. If I wanted it to be not quite tunic length and just be a little bit less oversized and have less room in this kind of torso area, I could absolutely size down to the 1X and have it be still a very like oversized fit, but just not quite long enough to be tunic length. But again, because I would personally style this with leggings, I opted for the 2X just to maintain that length. So definitely, even not just in plus size, even in regular sizes, you're good to size down a size in this one, maybe even 2 if you're in the plus sizes. This one is a viscose poly blend, and it is really soft. It's not quite as soft to the touch as like the deck sweater was, but it is just a really nice, smooth kind of typical sweater feel. We do have the ribbed collar here. And we have a nice long ribbed cuff, not quite as long as the sweaters we had last week that are like, remind me a lot of like the Lucene pocket sweaters, not quite like that, but just a really nice long cuff, which is good with how oversized it is. Then you're not getting like too much fabric all up in your hands so that it's getting in the way if you're trying to do something. So again, this is the Aurora Cozy Sweater in Hunter Green, $79 for this one, small through 3X. I am wearing a 2X because I want it to fit tunic style. If I wanted it to not be tunic style, I would probably go with a 1X, but I stuck with a 2X just to preserve the length. So I can wear a 1X or a 2X in this one. Okay, that is everything I had for Friday. We'll go to Saturday because I do have one piece that is launching on Saturday. The one piece. Just making sure it is just, yes, so I have this guy here. This is the button snap Henley top. This one's also Michelle May, isn't it? Yes, it is. So I will switch to that one. Be right back. Okay. So again, this one is launching on Saturday. We had this one launch in another colorway last week. It was like a vintage pink, I think was what the color was. And now this is the button snap Henley top in tan micro floral. This one is retailing for $59, sizes small through 3X with both an extra large and a 1X because there's Michelle May and they do that, which is awesome. Sizing for this one is true to size. Everyone's wearing their typical size of Christina in the small, Carrie's in the medium. Melissa is in the 1X, and then I'm in my usual 2X for this one. If I wanted it to be a little bit more relaxed fit, I could probably size up to a 3X, but for me, especially with a top like a Henley, I do like this kind of fit, where it's not super relaxed, but it's also not tight either, where it's just kind of like sitting kind of nice and near the skin without being right on my skin. So I'm still wearing my typical Michelle May 2X in this one, even though I noticed that Melissa opted for the 1X instead of the extra large for this one. I think part of that is probably because she has a larger chest than I do, so she might have sized up for that reason. That's not really a concern for me. I'm just going to do all of the snap buttons here. These are fully functional, so you can do up as many or as few as you would like. For me, I don't personally love having the top one. It's not bad, but I do find that I can kind of feel that on my, I guess I don't have an Adam's apple, but like my throat here. So for my preference, I like leaving one or two of the buttons undone for this one. It is a really nice, not quite ribbed, but just interesting, almost kind of knitish. We've got like kind of like a crochet lace, like doily almost pattern here, and then we have the more classic ribbed stripes, and then it is this really pretty ditzy floral pattern in this nice just dusty tan color. It is definitely giving very neutral, with it being kind of an off-white back and then mostly white, but I would say just, if anything, it's leaning slightly towards cream, and then with the tan as the pattern. This one, also like the other one, has this really cool kind of like double cuff effect where there's no thumb holes or anything, but it does have this kind of 2 layers of fabric, which I think is really interesting. And then it also has that on the bottom hem as well, where there's this kind of like split layer and the bottom one's slightly longer, so you kind of get that like interesting layered effect. I also really like the sleeve length on these. They are a little bit on the long side, so for me, they're, even when I stick my hands out, they're still well past my wrist bone, like onto my palm a little bit. And when my hands are at my side, it's almost reaching my knuckles first. So for someone who is tall, who does have long arms, it is very satisfying to have something that still has a really nice sleeve length for me. So again, this is, where is it? The button snap Henley top in tan micro floral. Again, this one is from Michelle May. This one is retailing for $59. It is true to size. I'm wearing my typical 2X for Michelle May, and then Carrie, Christine, and Melissa, I don't know why that escaped my brain for a second, are all wearing their typical sizes as well. $59, and this one is launching on Saturday. Okay, that is everything that I have for the week. And now I'm just gonna pop on over to the Talinas because these are stunning. I'm very glad that I get to try these on because I love them. Okay, so the Talina we have in 3 colors. We have it in the forest green that we have here. We have the rose, and then it's also in navy as well. It looks like we're missing a size in the navy. Which one is it? So we do not have, oh, that's weird. Oh, I wonder if it goes up to 4X in some of the other ones, or if we get an extra small. Extra small, okay, so it is, we have all the way up to 3X, but in the rose and the hunter green, we have an extra small as well. And then in the navy, it's small to 3X. So it's actually not, it's an additional size on the bottom end, which because I find Michelle May tends to fit generous, I'm actually really excited about that. So I'm gonna start with the 2X because Christine brought me the 2X in the green and the 3X in the rose. And just because that is kind of my typical go for Michelle May, I think we'll start with that. And I know when someone else had asked on the insiders group what size I wore, Carrie said that she's pretty sure I would wear my usual Michelle May 2X. So I trust her judgment. And her judgment is definitely correct. So this is the 2X of the Talina sweater on me. If anything, I feel like depending on how you want it to fit, I could even size down to a 1X. A similar situation to this one here. If you want to go for the really like comfy cozy sweater vibe and have it be quite a relaxed fit, this one definitely works. It does also have a bit of a waistband to kind of keep it together so it's not just super loose and flowy. I can kind of gather it and get that effect. The sleeves are also so cute. I mean, they are that little bit, not quite a puff sleeve, but like kind of. There's just so much extra room, and they've got that gorgeous, I think this is cable knit, on the sleeves as opposed to the just kind of traditional knit through the rest of the sweater, which is such a gorgeous detail. So I would say my true size is probably the 2X. Personally, I think I would consider the 1X just because it would be a little bit more fitted. I might go see if I can bug Christine and grab a 1X to try as well, but I can say for sure that the 3X would be too big for me. I'll be right back. I'm gonna see if I can track down a 1X. All right, my friends, Sarah is on the case, so we do have a 1X coming very shortly, which I'm really excited to try. I thought for sure I would be a 2X, even for my preference, but again, I think this would still be like the intended fit. This is probably my true size, but I am curious to see what it looks like on me when it is a little bit more fitted. I'm curious to see what everyone else's sizes was as well. Let me take a look. So yeah, so this one, okay, we do recommend sizing down if you want a less oversized look. So Christine can wear the extra small or the small. Carrie sized down to the small. Melissa's wearing the extra large as opposed to the 1X. So that makes me more confident that the 2X works, but it's still quite oversized, and that the 1X will also work for an even less oversized fit. The material on this one is also 100% acrylic. This one doesn't have any wool or anything in it like that, so it does feel really nice. It kind of feels exactly what you would expect like a knit sweatshirt with this kind of texture to feel like, which is nice. And again, the color is just so stunning. I love this. The name is just forest green. I think that it's deeper than a Kelly green, but it's I don't know, to me this is what like hunter green is in my head. I don't know, colors are weird. Green is another weird one. Also, I always think the color vermilion is going to be green, and it's not, it's red. For some reason, it just sounds like it should be a green to me. And then, just so we can appreciate the color, I'll hold up the rose one as well, which is super pretty. This one's definitely the most like subdued of the three because the navy, of course, is navy. It's a little bit on the darker side. Still have that same like cable knit materials in here. I feel like this one, if I was really wanting to go in on like the big sleeves, this one, because it's a size even bigger, I feel like it would be like extra fun and poofy. Perfect. Sorry, it's the same color. Oh no, that's all good. All right, so I have the 1X in the rose, so I'm going to switch into that and see how it goes. Okay, yeah, now that I have it on, I would definitely say the 1X is my size because even in the 1X, it's still giving like relaxed, oversized vibes without being like too baggy. So I retract my statement. I no longer think that the 2X is my true size. I would say that the 1X is absolutely the best fit on me. I don't think I would go as far, I don't think I would go as far as to size down even further to the extra large, but I would definitely say that this 1X is a really good fit on me. I am happier with where this is sitting on my hips, and I feel like I'm just happier with having a little bit less extra fabric in the kind of hip and torso area. So I will definitely say that the 1X is my fit. Right, Carolyn? Like this one, I thought the 2X was good, and it's something that, because for the longest time I just always wore the 3X, and I never really had the ability to size up or down. It was just like, oh yeah, however the 3X fits is how it fits, whatever. So I always forget that like, if something isn't quite, like if I want to see it, like I can size up, or especially with Michelle May, because I'm usually 2X, like I can size up or down and like play with the fit. And just because I typically wear one size doesn't mean I can't try the other sizes. And in this case, I'm definitely glad that I tried the 1X because I think this is the best fit for me. I'll have to tag Jessica because I'm pretty sure Jessica Ham is the one that asked what size I wore in this sweater. So I'm just giving myself a mental reminder to go in and comment on the post in the Insiders group and be like, Jessica, I tried it on and the 1X is definitely my true size for this one. Okay, that is everything for me. Again, we had a little bit of a lighter week this week. I guess I'll just remind you that the Talene is here. These are already on, these launched on like Thursday or Friday last week, or maybe on the weekend. I know they're already live. So they are retailing for $86 and there's 3 colors. So yeah, that is everything for me. Again, a reminder that I'm going to be gone for the next 3 weeks. I'm not sure what the plan is in terms of coverage for my live, if we'll just not have them, if someone else is going to do them for me. I'm not sure yet, but for me, honestly, it's like, I'm just kind of already in vacation mode, like it's not my problem. I'm going to be at the airport this time next week. So I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your October. I will be back on, will I be back? Not the first week of October, but the 2nd. So I will be back on, oh, and then the 11th is Remembrance Day, so I will not be here. So I will not see, so I guess it's 4 weeks. It's basically a whole month that I'm not going to see you guys, which is weird because I've never missed more than like, I think 2 weeks was the longest, and that was when I was really sick earlier this year, and I was just like sore throat, awful, could not talk. So I'm not going to see you guys until the 18th, which is kind of crazy. So I will definitely miss everybody till then. I hope everyone has a wonderful October, November season, and I will see you the next time I am here in a long time. Thank you, Linda. I'll definitely miss you guys too. And again, I'll definitely make sure I'm taking some pictures and posting them in the Insiders group so you guys can kind of live vicariously through me and see my cute LLB pieces in somewhere very, very different than Edmonton and Sherwood Park. Have a great rest of your week, everyone. Take care. Bye.